After that slugfest of a game in Game 2, the Warriors versus Rockets shifted to Chase Center. One mystery swirled around the arena. Will Jimmy play?
Jimmy Butler is, quote, in serious jeopardy of missing Game 3 with a pelvic contusion. So, David, if he can't go, what does this series now become about?
However, despite all the questions everyone had coming in, the game came down to two things: haymaker runs.
He comes up with a steal, suffocating defense, 3-on-1 the other way, the lob, the finish by the high flyer Jalen Green.
And unapologetic shot making.
Curry against Green, 6 on the shot clock for 3. Wet. It's wet.
The following is a full breakdown of every wrinkle, counterpunch, and momentum swing that ended up revealing the map to either team winning this series. The NBA playoffs are heating up, and my fellow GOATs, don't miss out on the opportunity to create lasting memories by going and seeing these awesome games live with your loved ones. And with the help of today's sponsor, SeatGeek, creating those memories is now cheaper than ever. Right now, you can get tickets for Pacers vs. Bucks for $190. That is a robbery in today's economy. Or maybe you want to hit up a baseball game. SeatGeek has you covered. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. Kendrick Lamar, Kevin Hart, heck, even Disney on Ice, if you can think it. SeatGeek has it, and SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you know I came through for you guys. Use code GOAT for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code GOAT. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Time to geek out on our favorite sport with SeatGeek. After suffering that brutal fall in Game 2, Jimmy Butler was out in Game 3, so Post got the start, and instead of Moody, Coach Kerr decided to go with Kuminga to start. Pod started the game turning Thompson around the post ball screen and attacking Şengün in drop.
But they're going to run a lot more ball screens in this game with Şengün guarding post.
Şengün stepped up, but it didn't matter. Podziemski knocked down the midi.
Fred's back screen morphed into a flare from Alpi, and Steph had no chance.
Van Vliet has had a miserable series so far.
With Kuminga mismatched on Şengün, Dre had to help, and Steph was a bit late on the rotation.
Limited minutes. Van Vliet 2 for 2 from deep. Tone setter for Houston early, getting on the right track.
With Steph's gravity occupying 2 Rockets, Pods got loose at the top of the key. And after getting a step on the spin, Fred baited Pods with a quick stop on a dime to draw the foul.
Gold State needs that.
Van Vliet draws the foul, and they're going to count the bucket.
The funny thing is that he had actually been practicing that same move in the warm-ups.
Pick and roll would keep his defender on his back, draw that contact, and then to show how practice imitates game, gets Podziemski on his back, draws the contact.
Coach Kerr had put Kuminga in to hound Jalen Green, who had gone off in Game 2. And Jonathan was working well on the coverage with Dre.
Much time. Kuminga fought around that screen, navigated it well on the hit end. Kuminga set it with his chest.
Draymond was absolutely locked in defensively to start.
Good deflection, good hand.
Unfortunately for Dub Nation, Pods, who had started out hot, picked up his second foul on the box out.
Şengün inside, comes off. That's going to be a foul underneath against Podziemski, who was trying to block out Thompson, keeping him off the glass. That's going to be his second personal foul.
And he was off to the bench. That's when Steph, who had been quiet up until this point, took matters into his own hands, going coast to coast.
First quarter for Steph Curry so far. But not for long. Off glass, off the window.
Seeing Steph about to start Steffing, Coach Udoka called Dillon's number to hunt the mismatch.
Steph and Curry.
Brooks with the mid-range, got it.
When Alpi saw only Looney against him in single coverage, all he saw was a plate of food.
To take that one-footed mid-range jump shot, this time elects for the jump hook and knocks it home.
Going one-on-one against Fred at the point of attack was proving to be problematic for Curry, and the Rockets' young legs took advantage.
He comes up with a steal, suffocating defense, 3-on-1 the other way, the lob, the finish by the high flyer Jalen Green.
With the Warriors struggling to score,
tries it, and good block, good defense by Jabari Smith.
Moody came in doing a great job generating second looks for his squad.
Opportunity for Golden State, Hield, Butter,
After drawing 2 to the ball, Steph found Looney in the short roll, and the big man managed to finish the possession. But Steady Freddy continued being steady for Houston as a secondary creator.
Overhealed with the mid-range, and it's pure.
And on the other end, Moses Moody was in the mood to leave his mark on this game come hell or high water.
They have a 2-on-1. Moody got it.
But with Jalen wetting one in isolation on some green-on-green violence.
3 to go for Jalen Green. High arcing 3 ball, it's wet.
We entered the second with the Rockets up 4 to start. In the second, Houston dialed up the pressure, blitzing Curry hard off the sideline out of bounds.
On the handback, Curry around the screen. Şengün blitzes. They got a 4-on-3 on the back end. And a somewhat careless pass tipped out of bounds.
Whenever the Rockets saw a mismatch on a cross match, they made sure not to let the opportunity go to waste. GP2 plays well as a short roll option for Steph, and with Kuminga attacking the flyby closeout, Payton was able to sneak his way to the right corner.
Kuminga got a bird in the air on Brooks. Back to Payton, good contest by Thompson, it didn't matter.
After this, Steph sat, and the ensuing non-Steph minutes were brutal.
Game 1.
Kuminga with a wild shot off glass. Moody from the corner. Boy, that was halfway down and out.
These are the minutes where Jimmy usually takes the mantle as the Warriors' offensive engine. With Şengün in the post, Dillon Brooks pointed to Jabari Smith Jr. as the best option, before cutting to screen Kuminga to generate the advantage.
Smith, a clean look from deep, and it falls.
Once Steph came back into the game, priority number 1 was stopping him from even getting the ball.
And he's just not going to let Steph Curry get the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not looking to dig down and try to take a tough 2 away from Jonathan Kuminga. You want to take away any sort of opening from Steph Curry. He's the one that can bury you.
The Warriors then ran some get action for Curry, who split the blitz as a counter to Houston's coverage.
Curry trying to wake up the offense.
He just put the cape on that play.
Wow.
With just under 6 minutes to go in the second, Coach Kerr deployed a new strategy. Hacka Adams.
Ball screen. Podziemski sticks to him. We're going to have a foul off the ball by the Warriors.
And it paid off for the Warriors.
We might be seeing a Hacka Adams strategy by Steve Kerr.
Expecting Dre to miss the layup, Eason started leaking out, forgetting the first rule of defense: never leave Steph.
Green drives it in. Post with the offensive rebound. Another opportunity. Curry open from deep. Got it. The lead is down to 10, and Curry has 7 in the game.
With Curry still being face-guarded, Splash Buddy took the spotlight from downtown. Steph countered the top blocking with some floppy action, before snaking the pick and roll for the pull-up.
Floppy action for Curry. Off glass, got it. Steph with consecutive jumpers, he's up to 9.
Adams' back screen forced Dre to step up, and Brooks got some daylight. However, Draymond punched right back, cutting backdoor and finishing through contact.
Draymond and 1. Green putting a little muscle in his hustle.
Brooks, sitting on 4 fouls, had to take a seat. H-Town continued beating the Warriors down the court in transition.
Eason pulls the 3 ball, and he cashes out.
But the Dubs had the stronger finish to the first half, with a 9-0 run to close the half.
Good defense by Curry, got the block, and the possession, and the outlet. Healed with the highlight.
The Warriors slashed what had been a 12-point Rockets lead down to just 3 heading into halftime. The third quarter started with Şengün getting mauled.
There's some aggression right there.
In transition, Steph found Green with a bullet, and after getting fouled, Dre was irate.
It's inside Green, partially blocked by Şengün, new whistle.
He's upset going after the official. That's going to be a technical.
Oh yeah, he earned that one. He wanted that one.
The Rockets went back to that Brooks on Curry mismatch.
Brooks with the mid-range, got it.
But this time, Dillon found himself now going up against a pest on the ball.
Almost took it away from him. Good help by Green. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Houston basketball with 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. Again, wonderful defense by Curry.
Unfortunately, unforced turnovers in transition kept the Dubs from building momentum off of all that defensive effort.
Green threw it away.
These turnovers are adding up for Golden State, especially when they've had advantage situations.
Getting hounded by Kuminga, Jalen pulled it back, but his second attack drew enough help, and his Turkish partner in crime finished the job.
Finds Şengün. A fortuitous bounce. Ends up in the bucket.
Off the post ball screen, Curry was seeing a hard blitz, so he skipped it to the weak side for Kuminga to attack the closeout.
He drives the closeout and lays it home with the left.
And with that confidence booster, it was triple threat before spinning away from the help.
That's the type of imperious move Kerr desires from Kuminga.
Worried about Şengün's drive and post-game, Dre was conceding mid-range jumpers to Alpi, but Steph kept up that heat he had displayed in the second.
Drives it into the lane, got it!
Pump fake, sidestep, bang.
Knocked down the three!
Having now put the fear of God in the Rockets, he found post on the short roll, and Dre feasted off the dunker spot.
On Green with the layup.
Every Rockets drive was seeing multiple bodies in the paint, but they had one man that they could rely on to generate high-quality looks, Alperen Şengün,
Podziemski trying to draw the foul, can't.
who was also the only reliable finisher off the catch during this part of the game for Houston.
Şengün embracing his bounce.
The Rockets were now completely at Steph's mercy, and Chef Curry kept cooking Houston.
Steph hit the hydraulics, slammed on the brakes.
Fred then snaked the pick and roll, only to find Jabari Smith Jr. for the answer in the right corner.
Smith from the corner, and he silences the crowd.
And Jalen's first step and Euro step finish poured water on a crowd that was about to go ballistic. With Amon attacking Heald on an island, Houston had managed to hold on to the ropes after all those punches from Curry.
Inside of 10 feet, he's just got a magnificent touch around the basket.
They had weathered the storm, and now, with Curry on the bench, it was all Houston to end the third.
Boy, tough move by Green at the rim.
Outside of this Buddy 3 off the Looney screen.
Heald pulls the three, got it!
A 2-point lead for the Rockets, going into the final stretch. The final frame is where everything changed. Golden State came out swinging. Draymond hit Curry with a pocket pass, and with Jabari Smith Jr. collapsing to the paint, Moody splashed from the corner.
For the lead, got it!
Third time is the charm. Houston lived that cliche.
And with another opportunity, again, it's Van Vliet. They'll get 3 for a quarter here. Brooks tries it, got it!
With Green collapsing to Van Vliet's baseline drive, Jabari Smith Jr. punished the rotation. One-on-one with Brooks, Steph was cooking him like a Sunday brunch.
Quick enough to get to Jabari Smith Jr.
Steph on the cross, the 3 on the way, got it! The stare down 3 was pure.
But Aquaman was feasting on the offensive glass.
Steven Adams, the best offensive rebounder in the association with a putback.
And on defense, he was making plays too.
Adams picks up Heald in transition. Great hands by Steven Adams. He peeled Heald and draws the foul on the layup.
Even with Houston throwing 2 defenders at Steph's every touch, Curry was seeing the floor.
He draws 2. Heald, got it. Little buddy ball in full effect.
When Houston sealed off the driving lanes, Moody kept the offense flowing, finding post at the elbow. Golden State's defense was suffocating, forcing late clock prayers from Houston. The Warriors were aggressively doubling Green, but that opened up the weak side, and Brooks took advantage.
Şengün back out to Brooks. He pulls it and rattles it down for 3. Houston back up by 1.
Boy, excellent job passing out of that double team.
But GP2 was still thriving as a roll man scorer off of Steph drawing 2 to the ball.
Of 22.
Leaving some food on the table. Payton inside.
The Dubs were also feasting with their drive and kick action.
Shot clock at 7 for Curry on Green. Jalen Green. Wow, what a pass. Payton got it. A dime drop for the ages by Curry.
And on the other end, Green was a defensive demon.
Green with the block.
Things got worse for Houston with Brooks picking up his 6th foul. Off the slob, 2 defenders got sucked into Steph's gravity, and this left a cutting Gary Payton 2 wide open for the easy dunk.
Timeout Rockets. The microphone is yours, Chase Center.
But the chef wasn't done yet.
Curry against Green. 6 on the shot clock for 3. Wet. It's wet.
Houston did answer. After an Amon drive pulled defenders, Şengün popped out and hit from the elbow. More collapsing meant more punishment for the Dubs.
Thompson cross court, Van Vliet for 3. Knocks it home.
But Draymond continued to own his matchup.
Green with the block. And he stepped out of bounds. Draymond Green.
Houston's final turnover was the final nail in the coffin.
Knocked away. Green with the steal. Payton. Room service.
Despite missing Jimmy Butler III, the Warriors still had the ultimate trump card, Wardell Stephen Curry II, and he powered them through Houston for a crucial 104-93 win, giving Golden State a 2-1 series lead. Hopefully, Jimmy Butler returns for Game 4, but for the time being for him, gratitude goes a long way, unless your name is Buddy.
And Buddy, stop trying to dribble the ball. I hate that.